Hi, my name is Dominique Fricot, and you're watching Anchor Shop TV.
The corner of Canby 16th, the crossroads where we'd meet. You pull my suspenders to kiss me. How you kiss me.
For me, this festival, Canadian Music Week, at least this year, is about kind of just entering into the Toronto consciousness, kind of meeting a lot of people and sort of putting myself out here. I've based a lot of my career out of Vancouver until this year, so it's kind of like playing a whole bunch of showcases and trying to meet a lot of people to find people to work with, or just find new fans out in the Toronto area, crossing the country essentially. I think I say this all the time, but to hear when people compare me to Chris Martin, I've become very used to it. I think with time, I believe with time that'll change. I think that's just, that's the single, that's a little bit of falsetto, and I think as the breadth of my work grows, I think people will stop comparing me to Chris Martin. I remember when John Mayer first came out, everybody was like, "Oh, he's like Dave Matthews," and I don't think anybody really compares him to Dave Matthews anymore. I don't think I don't necessarily try to make the live show different from the recordings. I think we try and make them as accurate as we can, until we notice moments or parts where we feel like this work's recorded, but actually live it would have a huge lift if we did X. For instance, in Haunted by Love, on the recording there isn't any cymbals, just to let the voice sort of like sit on top of everything nicely. But live, when you play it, kind of just falls a bit flat when you don't have cymbals. So we add cymbals. That's just like a general example. But yeah, we try and nail exactly the recording as best as we can, and then it's basically how can we make this as good as we can live. The video for Haunted by Love just came out from a very good friend of mine. His name is Mike Southworth. He drums for a band called Scatterheart. He also is the husband of Hillary Grist, who is another artist, and he plays drums for her. Yeah, he heard the song before I'd recorded it even, and called me up after seeing a show and just pitched me the whole concept. It's backwards, and it'll be you in a room on fire and blah blah blah. And at the end, you'll see the reveal of the paper, and it was immediately a concept that I fell in love with, and I had to do it. I just had to do it. Yeah, you have to learn how to sing it backwards. To learn how to sing the song backwards, I practiced for about 3 months doing it, and I started by listening to it backwards, and then I eventually went and watched it. I would record myself singing it, and then I would flip it on iMovie, and then learn it that way. It was it's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, and the most complex and like headache-inducing things I've ever done. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, the fire in the music video is completely real, and it was all like, it was here, and it was like here, and it was here, and it was so hot. It's the scariest thing I've ever done. Making the video is the scariest thing I've ever done, hands down. Because you're surrounded in fire, and there's pieces of the stuff coming down and hitting you in the head, and you're worried that your shirt's gonna catch on fire, and it's very hot. It was really it was funny because the day of, when we were actually doing it, I'd never realized, I never thought about the reality of being inside a fire like that, and I came out of it like, wow, it's hot in there, and everyone's like, yeah. I could die. Yeah, we've known this all along, you fool. I knew of them because Chris Brandt, who runs Music Heals, the Music Heals Foundation, right? He's a co-founder. He's a good friend of mine, and basically I was in the Peak Performance Project, and we had to for one of our tasks, we had to combine with a charitable foundation, and I knew that he just basically had quit his job and had started working just for Music Heals, and it was really inspiring when he told me this, and then yeah, we just sat down for coffee one day, and I was like, well, let's work together, and it's been really great working with him, and really rewarding. Probably one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. So yeah, it's just a great fit, and we've just continued on.
It was clear she loved.
I think in the 10 years that I've been in the music industry, I think because I've gone from being in a band and not being in control of any of the booking or any of the behind the scenes, I was very naive and very like you know, almost, yeah, very naive. I think when I moved over and started doing my own solo career and doing my own stuff and doing everything kind of myself for a while, I think I just brought a lot more of the realism into it, of how hard it is, how much work it is. I think that's kind of the main thing. And then, yeah, like how much work it takes and how much luck you need in the meanwhile. Hi. Hi. People of Toronto and the world, you should check out my music because it might touch you in a very strong way, I think deep down in your heart, and I think you'll really connect with it. And 2013 is my year because I've waited long enough. No. I'm really faltering here. 2013 is my year because everything's coming together. Stars are aligned. I have tons of people now working with me, and I feel really inspired, and I feel in a really good place, and I've never felt stronger about the people who are working with me and the music that I'm making.